All right, let's get straight into it because there's a lot to unpack today. Wanda has finally spoken up about her relationship with Melody Shari, and the internet is buzzing with reactions. After all the back and forth, shade, and fiery moments we've seen over the years, Wanda has come out publicly with what sounds like an apology. And the real question everyone's asking is it genuine or is this just another move in the ongoing love and marriage Huntsville drama? Now, for anyone who's been following the show for a while, you already know that Ms. Wanda has never been one to hold her tongue. She's outspoken, she's loud when she wants to be, and she's had no problem calling things exactly as she sees them, whether people agree or not. But recently, during a live session, Wanda surprised a lots of folks. Instead of throwing shade or keeping the same fiery tone, she came across as softer, more reflective, and even a little emotional. It wasn't the usual Wanda energy, and that's what got everyone talking. She started by saying she wanted to address the things she said about Melody Shari in the past. Now, that alone caught people off guard because Wanda and Melody haven't exactly had a peaceful relationship. For years, their interactions have been filled with tension, both on and off the show. But in this live, Wanda seemed to be taking accountability, admitting that some of her behavior might have gone too far. She said she wanted to move on and possibly start fresh. But of course, fans were divided immediately. Some people were ready to give her credit, saying it takes courage to admit when you're wrong. Others weren't buying it at all, claiming Wanda only apologized because she's trying to fix her image or because she's been feeling pressure from viewers and producers to tone it down. What made this live even more interesting was how Wanda explained what led to her past actions. She mentioned that a lot of what she said about Melody didn't come from her directly, but from someone who was feeding her information. According to Wanda, this person would call her and tell her that Melody was talking behind her back, saying things that weren't true, and basically stirring the pot. Wanda admitted that she believed those things without checking for proof, and she reacted in ways she now regrets. That statement right there opened a whole new conversation among fans. People started wondering, who was this person feeding Wanda all that information? Was it someone from the cast, a mutual friend, or someone outside of the show who just wanted to keep the drama going? Whoever it was, it clearly influenced Wanda's actions and made the feud with Melody much worse. But here's the thing. Even if Wanda was influenced by someone else, fans pointed out that she still made her own choices. She went on social media, she made comments, she did interviews, and she threw shade. Those actions were hers, and that's why many people are hesitant to accept the apology right away. It's not that they think people can't change. It's just that Wanda has been consistent in her opinions about Melody for so long that one apology video doesn't erase that history. Now, let's be real. Wanda isn't the only one who's had public drama on the show. The entire Love and Marriage Huntsville cast has been dealing with layers upon layers of tension, and it's almost impossible to separate one situation from another. And of course, we can't talk about this without bringing up Martell Holt, because somehow he's always right there in the middle of it. Martell's name always seems to come up when things get messy. Whether it's his issues with Melody, the co-parenting struggles, or his unpredictable behavior on social media, he's at the center of a lot of controversy. And Wanda actually brought him up during her live too. She mentioned that some of her frustration came from the things happening around Martell and Melody's relationship, especially when the family drama spilled into the public. Now, Martell's situation has been going on for years, from the cheating scandal to the custody battles to his posts about kids. Fans have seen it all. He's been accused of being manipulative online, posting things just to get attention or to make Melody look bad. And lately, people have been saying he hasn't changed. He's still doing the same kind of attention-grabbing stuff that makes everyone roll their eyes. Wanda seemed to agree that Martell's behavior has made everything worse for everyone involved. And let's talk about that for a second, because this isn't just about Wanda and Melody. The drama around Martell affects everyone on the show. It sets the tone for how other cast members behave and how fans respond. When Martell is doing something chaotic, it stirs up the entire dynamic and people start taking sides. Wanda's apology can't really be understood without considering how much Martell's actions have influenced the entire group. Now, something else that caught fans' attention was Wanda mentioning that she's trying to change her ways. She said she's tired of all the negativity, tired of being seen as the villain, and that she wants to move toward peace. But as many fans commented online, talk is easy. What matters is action. Will Wanda actually stay consistent with this new attitude, or will she fall back into the old patterns once the next episode airs or someone says something shady about her? Because let's be honest, Wanda's reputation didn't come from nowhere. She earned it by being loud, opinionated, and sometimes crossing lines that made fans uncomfortable. But people can grow, and maybe that's what she's trying to do. Some fans even said they respect her for taking the first step, even if it's small, because owning up to your mistakes is never easy, especially in front of thousands of viewers. Meanwhile, Melody Shari has stayed calm through it all. That's one thing everyone can agree on. Melody has handled her side of things with grace and professionalism, even when people were dragging her name, even when things got messy with Martell. She stayed focused on her business, her music, and her family. She didn't let the negativity pull her down. That's a big reason why fans admire her so much. She's consistent, she's confident, and she doesn't let drama define her. And that's probably what makes Wanda's apology so interesting, because Melody doesn't seem to be the type to hold grudges, but she also doesn't entertain fake energy. If Wanda's apology is genuine, maybe Melody will acknowledge it. But if it's not, Melody will likely stay quiet and let her actions speak for themselves. That's the difference between the two. Wanda reacts emotionally and immediately, while Melody takes her time and moves strategically. Now, when Wanda said that someone was feeding her information about Melody, a lot of fans started speculating who it could be. Some said it might be someone close to Martell. Others thought it could be someone within the cast who had their own issues with Melody. The speculation spread quickly on social media, with people naming different cast members and analyzing old clips, trying to find clues. And that's when things started connecting back to other cast members like Letitia Scott, Marsau Scott, Maurice Scott, and Kimmy Scott. Their relationships with Wanda and Melody have also gone through ups and downs. There have been alliances, disagreements, and shifting loyalties. So when Wanda says someone influenced her, fans can't help but wonder if that influence came from within her own circle. Now let's touch on Ralph for a moment because his name came up too. Recently, Ralph and Martell have been seen together, and fans are saying that's a combination nobody asked for. People are side-eyeing the situation, wondering why Ralph would link up with Martell, considering how much drama surrounds him. Wanda even commented on their connection, saying it might not be the best look. It's funny because while Wanda is trying to clean up her image, Martell and Ralph seem to be doing the opposite. Their actions are giving people more reasons to talk. And if Wanda is really serious about changing, she might be realizing that keeping her distance from that type of chaos is the best move for her right now. Now, something really important to talk about is how the fans are responding overall. The Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base is passionate. They don't just watch, they analyze, they comment, they debate. So when Wanda apologized, social media lit up. Some people were saying, okay, maybe she's turning a new leaf, while others were like, nope, too little, too late. The divide was clear. Comments were rolling in saying things like, she's only doing this because the show's ratings are slipping, or she realized Melody's influence is too strong, so she's trying to get on her good side. Others, though, were saying, give her a chance. People can grow. It's amazing how one live stream could split the fandom like that. Now, let's not forget, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The show itself is going through some changes. Ratings have been up and down, and people have been saying that some storylines are getting repetitive. So from a show perspective, this apology could be strategic. A softer Wanda could bring a new layer of storytelling. Instead of endless fighting, maybe viewers will see growth, forgiveness, and evolution. And that's something reality TV fans love, seeing real change. At the same time, others think it's all about the cameras. They believe Wanda might be trying to secure her place on the show by creating a redemption arc. And honestly, that wouldn't be surprising. Reality TV thrives on transformation stories. Viewers love to see someone go from being the villain to being the redeemed character. Maybe that's what Wanda's going for. But whether it's strategic or sincere, one thing's for sure: she's getting attention. Everyone's talking about her, and that means her live worked, because in today's world, attention is currency. Now let's go back to Melody for a bit, because Melody hasn't responded directly to Wanda's apology, at least not yet. And that silence speaks volumes. It shows that she's not rushing to give validation or attention to the situation. She's focusing on her own path. Melody's fans, known as Melmenters, have been defending her hard. They've been reminding people of all the times Melody took the high road while others were dragging her name. And honestly, that's part of why this whole situation feels so layered. Wanda's apology isn't just about her words, it's about the years of tension, the family drama, and the fan reactions. This is a story with history, and it's going to take more than one live stream to undo everything that's happened. Now, there's also been chatter about Carlos King and the show's production choices. Some people online are saying that producers might be encouraging Wanda to soften her image to keep the show balanced. There have been rumors about behind-the-scenes discussions about how to keep viewers engaged without making things too toxic. And that might explain why Wanda's tone has shifted so suddenly. But then again, some fans say she might just be genuinely tired. Drama takes a toll, especially when it's constant and public. Maybe Wanda's realizing that peace is better than always being in the middle of chaos. Maybe she's reflecting on how her words have affected not just Melody, but her own family too. Because we've seen how arguments on this show can spill into real life. Friendships break, families argue, fans pick sides. It's not easy to carry that weight for so long. And that's why this whole apology feels like a turning point. Whether it's real or not, it shows that Wanda is thinking about her image, her relationships, and her future on the show. That's a big deal for someone who's been known as one of the most outspoken figures in the Love and Marriage Huntsville universe. Now let's also talk about what fans want to see next. A lot of viewers are hoping Melody and Wanda can actually have a real conversation, not on live, not on social media, but face to face. A moment where they can clear the air, not for the cameras, but for themselves. Because whether you're Team Melody or Team Wanda, everyone's tired of the constant fighting. People want to see growth, healing, and maybe even some peace. If Wanda truly means what she said, this could be the beginning of a new chapter for both of them. But the key is consistency. Fans will be watching her next moves closely: what she says, how she reacts, and whether she backslides into her old habits. Because one thing about the internet, it never forgets. Now, before wrapping this up, let's look at the bigger picture. The dynamics between all the cast members, Wanda, Melody, Martell, Letitia, Marsal Scott, Marie Scott, and Kimmy Scott. Their relationships with Wanda and Melody have also gone through ups and downs. There have been alliances, disagreements, and shifting loyalties. So when Wanda says someone influenced her, fans can't help but wonder if that influence came from within her own circle. Now, the feud over? Honestly, it's too soon to say. It might be on pause, or it might just be cooling off for now. But the fact that Wanda took the time to apologize, to reflect, and to admit that she was wrong, even partially, is a big step. It shows self-awareness, and that's something we haven't seen from her much before. Now it's up to Melody to decide how she wants to handle it. She might accept it privately, or she might just move on without engaging. Either way, the ball is in her court. And the fans? They'll keep watching, commenting, and dissecting every move, because that's what makes this show so addictive. So what do you think? Was Wanda's apology genuine, or do you think it's just a performance? Has she really changed, or is this just a temporary shift until the next bit of drama starts? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation is far from over. And as this story keeps developing, one thing is clear. The love and marriage Huntsville world is never quiet for long. There's always something brewing, and this latest chapter just proves that you can never predict what's coming next. Wanda's apology might be the start of peace, or just the calm before the next storm. Only time will tell.